lawnmower by replacing this starter handle with the pull cord. Okay, so here's the situation. I went to mow the lawn today and my pull cord broke. It had kind of been fraying there for a little while and I knew it was going to break. But I'm kind of in a bind and I need to get this lawnmower going. So I went over to Home Depot and I picked up this universal starter handle. I'm going to try to put it on this Honda lawnmower and see how it works out. What I've got here is a Honda HRB 215. It's probably about a 98 or 99. So this thing just kind of pops up out of there. It's got a couple little clips that hold it in place. And then you have your little Phillips screw there. And then we've got 3 bolts, looks like a 10mm. Okay, so you can take your drill driver or just your standard nut driver with a 10mm socket on it, or ratchet. Undo the 3 nuts. Okay, so once you get the little pull mechanism off, you can see you need to grab a section of the cord that's left in there and just kind of pull it out. Pull it until it stops, so you've reached all the cord. Then basically you've got to get something that'll just kind of hold it in place. Try a couple different things. What I found that seems to work good is just take some vice grips like this, put it over the end of that, and that'll keep it from releasing back, so you're going to hold the tension on here. And then you've got to basically fish that little cord back out of there and pull it through there. Okay, so once you get your cord out of your package, you basically just push it through that hole there. Just kind of carefully push it up in there. Then you might need to grab some pliers, pull it up through. Then basically what we got to do there is just tie a little knot just big enough so it doesn't go back through the hole. So what I've done there is just tied a little knot. You want to pull it pretty tight. And then what I prefer to do is just take a little bit of super glue and put on the knot, and that'll keep the knot from coming apart. Rub it in and then make sure you let it dry before you put it back in there so it doesn't stick to something you don't want it to, or get glue in places you don't want it to. Basically all we're doing here is putting this on here to harden up the rope so it doesn't come undone. Okay, so I've got our pull cord pushed back through that hole, and then it just comes straight out this other hole right here. Then what you want to do is hold on to this with your hand, undo your little vice grip, and then just kind of hold that in place, hold here on the cord, and let that route itself back in there. That's just going to twist in there like that. And then once it's stopped, you can go ahead and bolt it back on. So obviously pay note that the cable is going to come out this way. So don't put it on like this or like that. Make sure that you have it in go in the proper direction. Take the 3 nuts. Make sure if you're ever using a power tool on any nut and bolt is to start it by hand first, so you don't run risk of cross-threading it and stripping it out. Okay, then you can take and put the cable back through this thing. Line your screw up with your hole. Make sure all of your snaps are put back into place. You've got to attach this cord to your handle here, and with this Home Depot handle, it has this little metal thing that just basically pulls out of there, and that's what you put the cord through. Kind of line this up and determine where you want to tie the knot. You want to pull this just so it's barely tight, so you're not pulling on the mechanism too hard, but you're pulling it tight enough that it keeps the cord tight at all times. And then just kind of keep note that that's going to sit down in there like that. If you need to, you can take your rope and just kind of attach it. That'll keep it tight while you're working on this end. Okay, so once you've got your knot at the desired length that you're looking for, it's a good idea to trim this cable down. You want to just take some cutters there, go ahead and cut the cable, and then burn the end. This will keep it from fraying. Just kind of melt it. Okay, now you can take a little bit of super glue, put it on there on that knot to keep it from coming undone. This is an optional thing. You don't have to do this, but it's something that could possibly keep that knot holding together a little bit better. Alright, so you can see we've got this cable installed here. Got it just a little bit tight, not too tight. And everything worked out real easy and actually looks like it's going to work pretty good. Okay, so pretty easy task. So know that if your pull handle breaks, you can go to the Home Depot and pick up the parts for really about $4 on that handle and a couple bucks on some super glue. Really about anybody could do this. It only takes about 15-20 minutes. Basic tools are needed. A set of vice grips were handy. A 10mm socket. You can do it on a nut driver, or if you have a drill driver like mine. Needle nose pliers are a must. Some cutters to cut your cord there. And just some basic screwdrivers. And also a lighter. Do it yourself, try, subscribe to my channel.